Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. As we speak, we have majority members of parliament from ODM party warming up to join the united opposition led by Kalonzo Musyoka. Now, remember earlier on, Babu had leaked the members of parliament they are having ready to work with the opposition.
In 2017, I saw you, that time you were under NASA.
Yes.
You said, not in exact same words, but in similar language. You're now saying it again. You're working with the Secretary General of ODM, Edwin Sifuna, who is also in Kenya moja. So what exactly is changing here?
Whatever didn't work in 2017, we will reclaim now. Whatever we lost in the fire, we shall get it in the ashes.
How so?
As soon as possible.
How will you do that?
Through Kenya Moja revolutionary movement.
So what is that? Because you come from ODM, she comes from UDA.
I started by telling you very well that Kenya Moja movement is a movement of like-minded members of parliament. The role of a member of parliament is to keep checks and balances in the excesses of the executive. That is one of the roles that we are playing as an oversight role to the executive.
Does ODM do that?
ODM has been doing that. ODM was in opposition until it joined the broad-based government. But I told you that Baba himself said that you are allowed to speak to the excesses of the government, and he said it severally. So therefore, we will not keep quiet and watch Kenyans suffer. So we will not keep quiet and watch people being taxed because of the unaffordable houses. We will not keep quiet and see our brothers and sisters not going to school because of expensive education.
So when you say that ODM does that, but when you list the like-minded MPs, you're not talking about ODM MPs. I don't know how many you are in parliament. You're talking about a few, and Gatuna Mushamba here. So what has happened there?
First of all, we are not a few. We are close to around 70 members of parliament who are in Kenya Moja movement.
Who are they?
We can't mention them all,
no,
but we are over 70 members of parliament.
I've only seen yourself, Gatunu Mushamba, Senator Sifuna, Caleb Amisi, Anthony Kibagendi. Who am I missing?
We are over 70 members of parliament, my brother.
Okay, I'm missing 65.
65, you will see them soon. And I want to tell you that even if you go by the minority, with God makes a majority.
But in parliament, you just said, minority have their say, majority have their way.
Because we are 349 members of parliament, and we are close to around 70, which means that we are still the minority in parliament with the majority of Kenyans.
One thing they believe in is that William Ruto is not a solution to this country. And at the moment William Ruto is going to be re-elected, he is going to be a disaster in this country. So for them, they started the so-called Kenya Moja movement that was later to join the united opposition, led by Babu Owino, Edwin Sifuna, Caleb Amisi, Akina Kibagendi, and others.
Recently, we had another meeting, and there was a proposal to have a team to review the implementation of this MOU. I have asked respectfully that I be left out of that team because I have already declared this MOU dead. I have already done so publicly. So there is no point. I'm not a mortician. There's no point of me going to go through a document that I've already declared dead. And the reason I declared this MOU dead is because the initial argument for entering into this MOU was twofold. First of all, it was for the sustenance of life. For the sustenance of life, that we were losing people unnecessarily. That can we all agree that this is not something we need to continue doing? We need to stop killing our people. That was the first argument. The second argument was the sustenance of the democratic state. So Ruto is getting his end of the bargain because the democratic state is being sustained at least until 2027. But our people are not getting there. They're still being killed. So on the day that Albert Ojwang dies in a police cell, to me this agreement is dead, because it doesn't matter what else you do, Albert will not be able to enjoy that.
Okay.
Now, in this period of time, we are having also members of parliament from UDA who are feeling like we should join these members of parliament, ODM members of parliament, who are saying no to broad-based government. And so they are all over 70 members of parliament. But now, as we speak, we have 57 members of parliament, apart from 29 members of parliament from Nyanza, pure Nyanza counties, who are like, we are going to support who? We are going to support William Ruto, but they are not sure yet. But on this side, as the number grows, over 70 of them, led by Akina Babu Owino, are they going to form their own party to lead them to the united opposition, or they are going to join these affiliate parties in the united opposition? Ladies and gentlemen, for more updates, ensure you subscribe to this channel, you like, you comment, and you share this video. I've seen we've hit 92,000 subscribers. Let us ensure that at the end of this year, we hit 100,000 subscribers. I will appreciate you so much for that. Now, Kenyans, we have young, like-minded people, especially these members of parliament, people like Babu Owino. They are feeling like they are being squeezed. Their opinion does not value anything in these coalitions. Could it be a new dawn for them to come out and form a formidable movement that is likely to give either opposition or the so-called broad-based government? Or they are going to resolve, we are going to work with the united opposition. Because it seems like the united opposition is holding the same views we are having against the so-called broad-based government. But on the other side, as we speak of 57 members of parliament, are you sure they are going to be re-elected, all of them? The same to the 29 remaining members of parliament purely from Nyanza. Are you sure they are going to be re-elected, all of them? On the same note, when you sum up these members of parliament, 70 of them, as what Babu Owino alleged, are you sure they can form a massive movement that can tremble the opposition and the broad-based government? Because for me, if they were wise, they could have formed a third force. And this third force, ingekuwa kama an option to Kenyans. Because we have Kenyans who believe that in the opposition, they don't see anyone. And that is why they are supporting William Ruto. We are having also some Kenyans who are saying William Ruto is a disaster, is a pandemic. William Ruto is a virus to this country. We cannot support him. We are going to support opposition. Again, we are having Kenyans who are stranded. They are just in between there. They don't want to support opposition. They don't want to support the broad-based government. As they are alleging, these are the same monkeys but different forest. So the prospect and the perspective of them having different views towards the opposition and the broad-based government might lead to, of course, William Ruto akipita hapo katikati. So when these young individuals are ready to form the movement that will tremble the opposition so that Kenyans can see opposition is not option and the broad-based government is not option. We have new, of course, fresh blood, young leaders who are willing to, of course, elevate this country from one position they will have been dreaming to another country that William Ruto has been always saying that we want this country to be Singapore. Those are the scenarios that are happening now, because even as we speak, you might be shocked. If you have an opinion poll today, you might get even undecided they are majority. Because they don't want to support William Ruto. On the other side, they don't want to support opposition. They're just there. Why? They have no option. They have no option because they're saying opposition is the same monkey with the monkeys in the broad-based government. So different, of course, same monkey, but different forest. That is the view that Kenyans are now having. That is giving them a lot of problem. But I can tell you, and this I will repeat it again, come 2027, we must be wise. If you are not going to be wise, then these individuals are ready to do whatever they want to do, to show us they can control what they want, and to take what they have already planned to take. And that is, they must have the leadership and continue exploiting Kenyans in the name of good leadership, making Kenya to be another Singapore, which it is a lie. It is not going to give us a result that we want. So we must sit down. Kenyans, let us not hurry to endorse anyone. Let us sit down and see these individuals the way they are. If we give William Ruto another chance, what are the chances for him to change this country? For me, I don't see. In the united opposition, if we give them, what are the symbols that they are not going to exploit Kenyans the way William Ruto told us in the year 2022? For me, I'm 50-50. In the united opposition, I'm 50-50. You know, I don't want broad-based government and I don't want Kenya Kwanza. In the united opposition, I'm not sure. I'm 50-50. Because we have monkeys who are in Kenya Kwanza, they are also in the united opposition. At the moment, we are going to overwhelmingly push them to that level they want. Is the same narrative William Ruto had in the year 2022. Oh, I will stop the extrajudicial killings. Oh, I will ensure that no money get lost. Oh, he said everything. Everything. So we must come up with scenarios of getting good leadership. And I know some individuals will tell us or will ask me, how are we going to identify these leaders? But again, by track record. By track record. We have leaders who are working. They don't have this behavior of taking people's or Kenyans' money. And you can have on your way of internalizing and realizing that there is the person we want. And that is only the option. Ladies and gentlemen, for more updates, ensure you subscribe to this channel, you like, comment, and share this video till you meet in another video. Bye-bye.